Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here to talk all about my 2021 reading plans and goals and hopes and dreams. So I have a couple of goals for this, and this is actually the category of my life that I'm setting the most goals in this year, because I really want to read more, and doing the 2020 catch-up in December was very stressful on the one hand, but it was also very nice to be reading again. I feel like I haven't been reading much in years, and it was just really nice to do that again. Plus, if you saw that video, you also saw how many books I have on the shelf that you can see in the shop right now. I have so many unread books on the shelf that just need to be either read or gotten rid of, and that is related to the goals I have. So my first goal is that I want to read 50 books this year, 50. Last year I read 20, so going great, and with those 20 I read 12 in December. But I want to read 50 books this year, which means about 4 to 5 books a month on average, like 4.2 I think per average if we break it down. And I think that's possible. I just need to prioritize reading over other areas in my life, and I think I can do that. I should be able to do that. And not only do I hope to read those 50 books, but I hope that I establish a habit with this, that I won't have to panic read more than half of the books I read in the year in December. Secondly, I mentioned these shelves that you can see. These shelves behind me, I haven't read all these books, but these are books that I read or that are Marcus's and that he has read. I have a shelf on my right here that has all the books that I own and haven't read, as well as some that Marcus own and haven't read. His takes up a cube. Mine take up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cubes. In total, there are 108 books that I have not read that are mine on these shelves. That is far too many, and I'm hoping that reading 50 will make a big dent in this, since I'm also hoping, planning, intending to not buy more than 5 to 7 books this year. And I know that 5 to 7 is an odd goal. I set 5 because I know that there are books coming out and books that have come out that I have not yet picked up that I'm very intrigued by. But I upped it to 7 because for the past couple of years, my brother and I have, for our birthdays and for Christmas, gotten each other a book. What we do is that I buy a book for myself and say that it's from him, and he buys a book for himself and says it's from me. And with that I can, get 2 free books in there even though I pay for them. It makes sense. 5 to 7 books, no more than that. And I think the largest goal I have for reading this year, or for books this year, is that I want these 108 books to be no more than 50 at the end of the year. Now, if I intend to read 50 and buy a max of 7, this would take it down to 58, and then this would bring it up again to 65. What am I doing with that? But I believe that I will be getting rid of some of these books. Hopefully I will at least start them and then realize, no, not for me anymore, and then get rid of it. But if I look at these shelves and I'm like, oh, I don't want to read this book, I'm allowed to just get rid of it. And I don't shy away from DNFing books. I don't care. I used to. Back when I was younger, I was like, no, I have to finish this book that I own and that I've started, and I have to read it. And I'm like, no, if I don't like it, I will not finish it, and that is fine. Now, if I manage the goal of having no more than 50 unread books on these shelves, I have managed my third of a goal that Marcus, me, and Teresa have set. Now, I know we're still in a pandemic. Trust me, I'm very aware. We don't know when that's going to blow over. We don't know if it's going to be fine to travel in 22 or 25 or 38. But I have set a goal of having no more than 50 books left on these shelves that I haven't read yet. And then Marcus and Teresa have set their own goals for other areas of their lives that they also want to achieve in 2021. And if all 3 of us achieve our goals, and if the world lets us, and if it's safe, we are planning a road trip for 2022. And we're all super excited about it, but I don't want to get too excited about it because it might not happen. One of us might not do what we're supposed to do, or the pandemic is just still going on. But that is an extra little carrot to get me to do this. Hopefully, we'll see. It's still just January, but I'm very excited, and I hope that that will spur me on to get this done. Now, in order to read all these books, or half of them ish, I have 2 things going for me this year. So the first thing is that I'm participating in the Bus Wordathon by Kayla, Books and Lala, link down below, but I am breaking the rules. So if you don't know, Buzzwordathon has been going on for a long time, and Kayla, or Patreons, or people in the community, I think it's been broadened past just Kayla, have picked a word or a phrase or a type of word and read books on that word or about that. So it's been numbers, or it's been you and me, or pronouns, or different things like that, and then people have read books specifically on that topic, for lack of a better word. This year all the Buzzwordathons have been announced. There's going to be one every single month, and it alternates between being a word and being more of a concept. So it goes from being the word dark one month, and another month is like names or titles or stuff like that. Now the way I'm breaking the rules is that the readathon only lasts for the first 7 days of the month. I have decided to let it run for the entire month for me, and I have taken all of the books that I have unread on these shelves. How many times can I say that in one video? But I've taken those books and I've filtered out the ones that fit the challenges, and that is roughly 50 books. Some of them fit for multiple prompts, but it's roughly 50 books in total. So I have about 50 books there. And then I have this, which is about 50 books. This is the other ones. This is a little jar that used to hold honey. It doesn't hold honey anymore, but with little notes that I've rolled up that have, that's a sticker for a date, that have book titles on them. And the plan is that I'm going to see at the beginning of every month how many books I have that month that fit for the Buzzwordathon, pick a few of those, and then pick a few from the jar. There are months where I have 1 book or 0 books that fits for that prompt for Buzzwordathon, and there are months I have 22 books that fit for the readathon. Now, like I said, I have to read somewhere between 4 and 5 books per month to succeed in reading 50 books in a year, and I'm gonna alternate that a bit. For this month I have 4 books, next month I might do 6, we'll see, but I'm hoping to average at least 4 or 5 books a month so that I succeed in my goals. Now, I'm not gonna run through the 50 books in this jar simply because I cannot be bothered to, but I am gonna tell you all the books I have on my shelves that fit for the Buzzwordathon prompts. I am, however, not going to tell you about them in great detail because, like I said, it's about 50 books and I want to keep this video relatively short. So I'm just going to put a picture of the book up on the screen while mentioning it. For January, the prompt is Dream, and the only book I have that fits this prompt is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. And I also do know that Kate Kavanagh and Jessica Williamson have picked this for their, I forget their book club name, but the book club that they have that I sadly cannot attend because the streams are always at a really bad time for me. They've also picked it and I'm really excited to read it. I know it's the first of a duology, at least. I only have the first book though, so we'll see if I like it enough to pick up the sequel. For February, the prompt is a color, and I might have cheated a little bit here, but the 8 books I have that fit this prompt are Where Rainbows End by Cecilia Ahern, The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan, Sisters Red by Jackson Pierce, My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Varga, Ruby Red by Kirsten Gier, Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, that's a sequel to Cinder. I've started Scarlet, didn't get very far, will have to reread the beginning of it to catch up. The Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick, and Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, another book I've started, got like a third of the way into it and then stopped. So if I pick that, I'm probably gonna have to reread the beginning of it to refresh my mind. For March, the word is time, and I have Never Always Sometimes by Adi Al-Said. For April, it's space or galaxy terms, and I have 10 books that fit that prompt. I have Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, the first in a series that I am excited about but I haven't picked up. Across the Universe by Beth Revis, Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven, The Girl of Ink and Stars by Kieran Millwood Hargrave, The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James, The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Kowal, The Gravity of Us by Phil Stamper, Our Own Private Universe by Robin Talley, Midnight Sun by Trish Cook, and again My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Varga. It fits this prompt too. For May, it's the word house or home. I have chosen to put The Flat Share by Beth Revis on here. It doesn't have house or home, but it has flat, which is a type of house. We'll see. I started reading The Flat Share last year. I did not really enjoy it, and I didn't get very far into it. And I've heard some things about it, so we'll see if I pick that up or not, or if that is one that I let go of. For June, it's name or title words. I have 22 books that fit this prompt. It's Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff again. Geekerella by Ashley Poston. Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schultz. The Hamilton Affair by Elizabeth Cobbs. The Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord. Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. Saving June by Hannah Harrington. Ruby Red by Kirsten Gear, again a repeat, as well as Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Scarlet by Marissa Meyer again. Alex and Eliza by Melissa Bella Cruz. Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman, which is a sequel to Scythe that I read back in 2019. I also have The Toll, which is the third book. That doesn't fit any prompts. I also have The Toll, the third book in the series, but it's not on the list because I don't really feel like it fits anywhere, and I don't have it in the jar because I don't want to pull that and, you know, not have read the sequel. Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. I'm dubious if that actually counts, but can a Southern Belle be like a title? In a way, maybe, I don't know. Belle is also a name, but I don't think the main character's name is Belle, so we'll see. The Love and Lies of Rukhsana Ali by Sabina Khan. Austenland by Shannon Hale, which I've also read at the beginning of and then stopped, and then we'll probably have to reread the beginning of to get. Noah Can't Even by Simon James Green. Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. And again, Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. For July, the prompt is Last, and when I made this list, I thought I had a book that fit, but then when I went through and read the titles I had, I don't think I have one. So I don't know what happened with that, and I don't think I read it in December. So for now, I have nothing for July. August is Time of Day, and I have Midnight Sun by Trish Cook and Night Owls by Jen Bennett. Very night themed, not even time of day, just night themed. For September, the word is dark, and I have two books. I have The Dark Vault by V.E. Schwab, which is a bind up of The Archived and whatever the sequels are. It's book 1, 2, and 2.5, I think, from that series. So it's a chunky book and should maybe count for more books than one, but I've only counted as one book, so I don't get to tick off that I read more books than I have. And the second one I have is And I Darken by Kirsten White. For October, the prompt is elements: fire, earth, water, air. I've tweaked this one a little bit too. So I have Where Rainbows End, again, by Cecilia Ahern, because rain, water, rainbows, water and sun, I'm counting it. I have When the Flood Came by Claire Morale, again, water. Yeah. You know that I break rules by now, don't you? I have These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling. I also both have Fire with Fire and Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. Haven't read either one. It's the first and second book in the series, so I don't know if I'll pick both for this prompt in case I don't like the first one. I also have a book called Brännmärkt by Lisette Edfeldt, which is a Swedish book, Swedish author. It means burn marked, so burn, fire, it counts. I again put Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. Thunder, it's related to the elements. I have An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir, and last but not least, I have Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Roche. For November, the prompt is the word loss, and I have one book for that, which is Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kemmerer. And for December, the prompt is day, month, or season, and I have no books that qualify for that. I have no books that I can think of that connect to those terms. I had one, The Christmasaurus. It's not quite a season, but it's sort of a season. Read that in December, so it's already done. Since I've talked you through some of the books I can read this year, I figure I might as well show you my TBR for January. First up, we have Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Just talked about it, don't know much about it. I think there's this rumored ancient civilization that the main character is obsessed with, and stuff happens. I should really talk about books more, shouldn't I? And then I did something different and actually picked a book off the shelf myself that wasn't in the jar, and the book I picked up is You're Crushing It by Lex Croucher. This is sort of a self-help motivational type book, and I figured that might be a good way to start the year, get some motivation, get some kicks in the butt, and being told that I'm crushing it. The next book is Panic by Lauren Oliver. I've read Delirium, the first book in that series, many years ago. Started reading the sequel, Pandemonium, did not like it, and I'm not sure how I'll feel about this, but I picked it up. This is about a small town where there's not much to do and the high school kids pool their money together throughout the year, and then there is a series of challenges that the people who choose to compete go through, and there will only be one, I was gonna say survivor, maybe not just one survivor, but there will only be one victor, and that person gets that pool of money. And there's nothing else to do in the city. That money is a lot and can actually take you places. And the fourth and final book I have on my TBR is How to Not Have Your Books Upside Down. It's How to Get Shit Done by Erin Falconer. This is another motivational self-help, kick yourself in the butt book as far as I've understood. Started reading it a while ago, read a little bit, and then didn't continue. I think I started in 2019. But there we have it. Those are the 4 books on my TBR for January. I'm starting with 4. Figured I'd start slow. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But hopefully that means that I'll be making some book content this year, which I'm very excited about, and I hope that you are too. Now, if there was any book that I mentioned that you want me to read, that you recommend, please let me know in the comments down below. Now, I'm also going to show you the shelves themselves, and if you see any books on there as well that you recommend, that you think I would like, that you would want me to read, let me know that in the comments down below as well. There are a lot of books to pick from and a lot of time to read, I suppose, but I have to read a lot of books this year, so let me know if you see anything you like or that you think I would like and that you would like me to read. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, so I'll see you then. Bye!